to come in.
Okay, it'll be we'll be live on YouTube in about 5 seconds. So you can get ready to start, Stu.
Guess I'll take this off for a minute.
Not yet. Now, we'll be live on YouTube in about 5 seconds.
Okay, we're here with Diana Blackwell, president of Fred Samuel Resident Association and community activist. Here to share with us Diana Blackwell, report on Central Harlem. Fred Samuel Resident Association and community activist. Here to share with us Diana Blackwell, report on Central Harlem. Fred Samuel Resident Association and community activist. Here to share with us Diana Blackwell, report on Central Harlem. Samuel Resident Association and community activist. Okay, I'm in some kind of feedback loop here.
Yeah.
You still there, Diana?
I'm still here.
Okay. So let's see if we can go forward. Diana Blackwell, welcome to our virtual broadcast here.
Well, thank you very much for having me once again.
Okay. Well, you know, this is our second in a series that we hope to be maybe weekly. Report from the community from Central Harlem about what's going on, in particular in the midst of this COVID pandemic that we're in.
Yes.
Diana's been extremely active as the president of Fred Samuel Houses and many other titles she holds in her many activities as a community activist in Central Harlem. So Diana, what's going on? What do you have to tell us?
Well, I'm actually I'm not actually, but one of my residents named me the food czar because all of a sudden we're getting food from all over. I'm totally honored that people are reaching out to me, but a little overwhelmed because everybody wants to serve somebody, and they're beginning to use us as a little hub. So I'm now taking ideas of everybody and just sitting back and assessing what do I have to work with, who are these people, because everybody wants to do something. And it's wonderful. I've never seen the community like this. It's really, really wonderful. I understand there's a group of barbers that would like to partner with us to do the hairs of the first responders. And I'm thinking, okay, this is not food. So, I don't know where to go in this.
Essential or nearly essential service.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. It's like, okay, essential plus. But we've grown our food base. We're now partnering with a group called Hands of Hope. They delivered to us on this past Tuesday 70 grocery boxes full of beautiful fresh vegetables, fruits, little goodies at the bottom of it, and it's just wonderful.
Wow.
So and along with still our partnership with the National Action Network, where they provide to us the pre-made sandwiches or hot foods for the residents or anyone in the area that's in need of food. We partner with West Harlem Group. They actually are giving us sandwiches and hot meals also. And the police are also delivering some of the other foods, and then whatever's left over, they're giving it to us. So we have foods coming from so many sources. So we have it going in and out all sorts of ways.
So what's been the reception from the community?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again? You didn't come in clearly.
What's been the reception from folks in the neighborhood? How are they responding?
Oh, they're really responding. If they see the gate go up, they're ready to knock on the door and say, maybe 10:30, 11 in the morning. It's like they know they can get food from here. We're at the Fred Samuel the Fred Samuel Community Center, and they know that it's actually closed due to the mayor's shutdown of all centers. But we have access to it because we're handing out food from it. So they can't wait. We have a big population of homeless people who used to sit in the park. but now they're wandering the streets because they have nowhere else to sit. So they wait for us also. So the reception has been great from the residents as well as the homeless.
Mhm. And how are you staffing this? I know you can't do all this stuff by yourself. I mean, that you must have a
Um,
workforce.
you remember I started off saying that there's so many people that want to do something in this time of need. Uh, People are volunteering, just want to come and do something, hand out something, help organize it, help. They want to help in some way. So I have overload of volunteers. My whole thing is how can I make sure that everyone gets a chance at least once a week. So
Hmm.
I'm trying to arrange that they can say they did something during this time.
Hmm.
So volunteers are just coming out of the woodwork,
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
right there.
So I imagine you don't have to work hard at promoting what you're doing. I imagine the word of mouth must be pretty vital, strong.
That's exactly how it's been done. We've not
Hmm.
put out one flyer, although I need to on the new project I'll speak about momentarily. But everything's word of mouth. And once the word gets out, because we do have lines, but not long lines, and they're generated and executed very swiftly. In other words, you get your food and just move on. You're six
Hmm.
feet apart. We keep you 6 feet apart, and then next person moves in and they move out. Um, it's more, it's much faster than going to some of the other surrounding areas. So they
Hmm.
come to us just to get a quick fix.
Hmm. So how many folks or families would you estimate that you're serving on a daily basis?
Right. Last week I said clearly 200 approximately. This
Wow.
week it has increased to about 250.
Wow.
More food we get, um, the more we can give out.
Hmm.
We've even set aside a box of sandwiches now because the homeless come in different shifts. And I say shifts because they're walking the streets. So when some of them come early, they get their food. But then there's others that are coming later because they went a different direction. So we're giving out food normally from sometimes 11:30 or 12 up until about 4 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I
Wow.
said, we've monitored this for over a month, and we do
Hmm.
see that everybody, when they're released from the shelter, does not travel west. Some travel east, north, or south. But by the end of the day, they seem to all pass in one direction. So
Hmm.
we're there to meet them later in the day with food.
Hmm. Hmm. So now, for folks who may not be familiar with Central Harlem and Fred Samuel, tell us about where you're located.
Well, we're located across the street from Colonel Young Park, which is right next to the 145th Street Bridge on, we call Lenox, but Malcolm X Boulevard.
Hmm. Hmm.
And we're
And,
between the cross streets of 144th and 143rd Street.
hmm. So what's this new project that you mentioned earlier?
Well, the new project is the grocery boxes we get from Hands of Hope. But what we've also decided is that we are going to make sure that we are counted in the census. So
Mm.
the best way to attract people, especially in these times, is to say, if you've done your census and you can prove it, we will give you a food box, a grocery box.
Nice. I
If
like that.
not, we have a representative from the NAACP who also works for the census. And she's here even right now, which I did tell her
Hmm.
I'm going to walk in a couple of minutes.
Hmm.
She's actually sitting there doing the census with the people. So we are
Excellent.
getting counted where we might not have normally got counted.
Hmm.
So
Now,
this is our
are
new
you
project.
that's a fabulous effort because
Yes.
as we both know, we're so often undercounted in our community.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
important, particularly with all the gerrymandering going on to try
Oh,
and discount our votes and the voter
yes.
suppression. It's so
Yes.
important that we get a good head count
Yes.
for our folks. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it to seem like a bribe, but it's an enticement, more or less. And if you need help, she's coming. I think twice a week. This just started yesterday, but it's working beautifully. In a little while, we'll probably have a flood of people. She's unable to get too many people in the time frame she has, which is just 2 hours. but we were able to get 10 people yesterday. And guilty as I was, I hadn't done mine, but she did mine in 7 minutes because I had my paperwork. I just had not
Mhm.
taken the time to do it. It took 7 minutes.
Wow.
Seven
Now
minutes
she's working with paper or online?
online. She has her little handy dandy phone, and she did it with the phone. And for
Wow.
those that didn't have their paper, she did take the time, which took a little bit longer than what happened if you had the paper.
Hmm.
And she was able to process it. And it
Excellent.
was, it's just wonderful knowing that this community is getting extra help and we're going to get them counted. And
Mhm.
as she's reporting back to the census and to the NAACP, perhaps they can increase it with people who speak other languages because we do
Mhm.
have a big African population in this community, as well as a lot of Latinos in this community. So if this goes well after she reports it, hopefully they'll send people with different language skills and we can increase it next week. Because now once a week I'll be getting the food boxes, the grocery
Mhm.
boxes. And if
That's
not,
it.
I have already said to people, if you do it, I'll give you a voucher saying you can come and pick it up.
Hmm.
So we're
That's such an
making a good,
excellent, excellent way to tie
yes,
those things together.
yes.
I'm hoping that maybe word spreads and more folks in the community do that.
Uh,
Tie the
yeah.
census completion to the food distribution.
It would be perfect. And I don't think every food distribution would work. I know me handing out just the actual food, prepared foods would not work. But if there are anyone that's giving out fresh vegetables or
Hmm.
some type of grocery cart, it would be to their advantage to go ahead and tie it with the census.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's
Wow,
just so
that's
important. Yes.
fantastic. Yeah, yeah. So,
Yes.
I mean, just listening to you, it sounds as though the spirit in the community is really kind of high. I mean, given that we have such strains and working through the crisis, but it sounds like folks are really kind of rising to the occasion. How would you describe the spirit of
It's mixed. Um, a lot of people, if I'm speaking to the elders, they're okay because most of them are just happy to get out. Most of them are really obeying the new, laws to stay inside. It's not really a law, but it's really to keep them safe. And when they get out, they're very happy. We have a lot of people that are having food delivered to them. They'll even come to the door just or come to the porch just to get outside their house. And they're pretty good with their, they're pretty uplifted. The younger people are still young. They're not really paying too much attention to what's being said. They don't understand the deafness that it could bring. You know, um, so the streets are still full of a lot of young people,
Mhm.
and I guess the workers are workers. They're busy protecting themselves. Like myself, I still have my mask. I have my cute. Somebody when got me a fashionable mask. They said
Oh,
they like masks because the way I dress.
nice.
They went and got me something nice and fancy. But I have
Hmm.
all sorts of masks.
Hmm.
but you'll see the people, the average worker that is an essential worker, scurrying down the street. Just doing their day to day, but they protected themselves. It's wonderful. So yeah.
Most of your recipients that you're servicing, are they generally protecting themselves with the mask and gloves? How would you describe the?
I would say a large majority are. There are some that come and ask for it, and I would like that to be my next project. I have a couple of people who've wants to give food, and I'm thinking, oh my God, we're gonna come, we're gonna we're gonna run out of space for food pretty soon. But I would like somebody to really donate masks and gloves because they're asking for them.
Mhm.
And
Now, I
now,
saw the mayor made an announcement. I think it was at the beginning of end of last week or beginning of this week that he was making special provisions for folks in public housing that included face coverings and gloves and hand sanitizer. Have you guys
well,
been recipients?
actually, it wasn't the mayor; it was the governor.
Okay.
And I'm going to take you over. because he
Mhm.
made good on his promise. He
Okay.
has sent us the New York Clean hand sanitizer, and he sent us, according to the size of our actual development, he actually sent us face masks, which are wonderful. I do have one that's loose, um, but I'll show it to you in a moment. But this is a package of 5 washable face masks. So the governor did make good on his promise. So yes, he did.
Mhm.
So
Now,
we received it.
how are you able? That's a huge jug of hand sanitizer. How are you able to distribute that to individuals? You know, you're not giving them a whole jug. I would think they want a small container. How does that work?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm very bad at math, but my sister was a math teacher, so I had to call her and I said, I have 664 units. And they sent me 40 boxes of 1 gallon bottles of, they just sent me 160 1 gallon bottles of, or jars of, what is it, the hand sanitizer. How can I
Mhm.
best serve every unit, every apartment? I can't do individuals, I have to do units. So we worked
Mhm.
it out so that I wouldn't have too many jars. That if we gave each
Frozen on me, Diana. You still there?
She's, I think she's coming back. Hello, Diana.
yes,
Okay, cool. Go ahead. Repeat that. We just missed the last part.
yeah, I'm sorry, a phone call came in. I apologize. Yes, I said, doing the math, my sister, she helped me. She said, if I do 664, if I have 664 units, I would need, based on 12-ounce containers, I would have to, well, it worked out to the point that I could use 160 gallons for 664 units and do something like 1,600 and some jars, and each person would get 2 12-ounce jars of
Mhm.
hand sanitizer. That's roughly off my top of my head remembering.
Okay.
So,
That's a lot of jars and a lot of
oh,
pouring, and
oh,
isn't it?
first I, wait a minute. First I was gonna do 10-ounce. It was
Uh-huh.
more. So
Okay.
I got to 12-ounce. So what we finally decided to do is get those people with the water bottles, the clear water bottles, and
Mhm.
bring in 2 of them, and we're gonna measure 24 ounces or 12 and 12.
Okay.
So this way, everyone will get 24 ounces either in 2 jars or 1 jar.
Mhm.
But
Well,
yes,
you
it's
you have an
gonna be a
assembly line to
job.
do that? I would think you need a bunch of folks to help,
I have
measure
so
and
many
pour.
volunteers. I have so many volunteers.
Okay.
What we need is the supply.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, but it
Excellent.
has already started. I'm going to walk you over once more. You're going to probably walk through with me a little bit today. We tried this. This is was it a Simply Orange little jug,
Mhm.
and that has 11 ounces. But
Mhm.
we're able actually to give to fill it all the way to the top, making it 12.
Mhm.
And then we have to use funnels. So we've had a donation of funnels,
Okay.
and we have various measuring cups. So
Mhm.
we're getting prepared. We're
Mhm.
actually getting prepared. I want you to know, these are some of our people. I'm just walking to the door because I have to open the door for some of the people. I'm going to say hello.
Hi.
He's saying,
Hello.
come in, come. Yes. So these are some of the recipients. There's These are some of the recipients of the grocery bag. I'm gonna with me. Okay, just bear with me while I read them.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna take you off of here. And this, say hello. Hello. Are you able to see?
Oh, you're frozen right now, right? Frozen. Oh, now we can see.
Have you all completed your census yet? Are you able to see? Did you hear that? Have you all completed your census? Have you all completed your census?
No, but after talking to Diane, I'm going to get right on it.
Oh, it literally takes 3 minutes.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
especially if it's you by yourself. The
Mhm.
more time is like to add on the more people in your house, you know, to make
Yeah.
it
Okay. Well, that four in my house. I'm going to make it a family affair.
Okay. Well, if that's how you do it online. By 2020, you gotta get the count.
Okay. Thank you for your work. Appreciate it.
Okay, that was just a quick tour. I'm sorry, I have about 3 different things going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we are a very busy little center here.
So that was the young lady from the NAACP who's making doing the census taking, correct?
That is correct. So,
Excellent.
yes. I'm sorry I didn't do an introduction. I think I was watching the back and the front as I was doing this. But yes, and she's come in to actually sit with them and actually do their census with them. And like I said, for doing the census, we're going to give them this wonderful box. I'm going to just show you what the box looks like.
Yeah, show us what's in the box if you can.
Okay, this is what the box says first. Are you able to see it?
Yes, hands of hope.
Okay, and then I'm going to take it and show you what's in it. And each week it comes different. It comes differently. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Okay, so this week we have some iced tea, have plenty of bananas, you see, and lots of different vegetables such as lettuce, eggs, boiled eggs, fresh eggs. Someone was just telling me because she got one yesterday. Oh my gosh, yeah. I see onions and grapes. Are you able to see it? I'm sorry.
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. And each week it's a little differently. I know last week when I first met them, they had milk and they didn't have it in a regular plastic container. They had it in a plastic bag. I understand that they're probably coming from Amish country. I don't know for sure, but somebody was telling me a little bit about them. So they have a lot of their liquids in plastic, the flat plastic.
Okay.
But it seems to be much fresher, they're saying. Raw, boiled eggs as well as raw eggs. And last week, someone gave me, what was it? The bacon ends, because I had a big plastic bag of bacon ends. And I'm thinking, yes. You're welcome. You're so welcome. You too. You too. Bye-bye. I'm sorry for the interruption.
No, that's good.
But that was just, I'm so grateful, and they're grateful too.
So that's really great that it looks like the food is fresh. It's not canned food.
Absolutely. I think this is why I had really said yes to it, because we're getting sandwiches and hot prepared meals, but some people really want to cook themselves. And we are a pop-up pantry. We are, sorry, everybody's saying bye. We are a pop-up pantry, but what's so unique about it is that we don't know when it's coming, but it always provided fresh foods. So it looks like in between, this is the beginning, it's once a week. We're going to be getting this wonderful boxes, and we were privileged to get 70 boxes. So that's a great start. I don't know if it'll always be that number, but we will right now use those boxes to make sure that we get our census, our count get counted.
Mhm.
We want to make sure this is what this is.
That's great work that you're doing, Diana. So, is there anything that you need? Is there any word you want to put out there that folks might respond to in terms of bringing more support or assistance to what you're doing?
Well, I just said, if you really would love to help, I know there's lots of places that need help, but we need a little bit of help too. If there's anybody with gloves or hand sanitizers, we'd
Mhm.
love to distribute that to the people. I don't think the hand sanitizers are as important as masks. So I would say gloves and masks, we'd love to be able to give it to some of the homeless that don't have it.
Mhm.
So if they'd like to do anything to support us, gloves and masks would be a great donation.
Excellent, excellent. Okay,
Mhm.
well, as we wind up, I don't know if Brother Doug is on the line. Doug, do you have any final comments or questions for Miss Diana?
We
Okay,
lose him?
I
Yeah, I'm
guess
here. I'm here.
Okay.
No, I'm here. I was making me
just
a
wonder.
coffee while I was participating. I heard
I
everything.
want a cup. I want a cup.
I heard everything. So I was listening. I just was away from my position here. But my only thing is I want to make sure that we can hook up with Diane so that we can get her walkie-talkie so she can be a part of the WBT Manhattan North
Okay.
radio program.
All right.
So I want to make sure that that happens because
Hmm.
we need her to be a part of that.
All right. I I
I'll be the
I,
next.
I
Well,
will
good.
receive it.
Okay, now I'm going to come around in a few minutes.
All right. Should I have some food for you? If you bring me a cup of coffee, I'll give you an exchange.
Absolutely. I didn't know I had to ask.
I just want the
I'll be
coffee.
around.
I don't care what you get.
Okay, I'll be happy to do that.
Okay. I'll be waiting. Okay.
Okay, cool. And here's your office, or where your
No, I'm at the
Lynn?
center, 669
Oh, Lynn.
Lennox Avenue, Fred
Okay,
Samuel
great.
Center.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay.
Well, Diana, for this report, it's
Are you there, Stu? Okay.
yeah, I'm back. Yeah, Diana, you still there?
I'm here. I'm here. I heard last word you
Okay.
said for this report.
Yeah, I just wanted to wind up. Did you have any final comments or anything you wanted to say?
No, the last things were just if you want to join in, we'll welcome anything that you have to offer, especially if they're in the form of gloves and masks.
And your
Homeless
location?
people need it.
Location?
669 is the Fred Samuel Community Center on 669 Malcolm X Boulevard on Lenox Avenue.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Diana. We've been speaking with Diana Blackwell, president of the Fred Samuel Resident Association and community activist and food distributor extraordinaire. Thank you, Diana, for all the work that you do.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You listen to
Okay.
WEBT Community Action Report. Thank you.
Community Center on 669 Malcolm X Boulevard